despite what Barack Obama is calling some green shoots in the economy and hopeful signs for the future, the recovery, if there is one, is leaving millions of Americans behind. While record profits are being reaped by Wall Street banks, millions of Americans still face foreclosure on their home, and they owe more on their house than it is worth. Linda, your house went into foreclosure earlier this month, and give us some perspective from inside the foreclosure crisis.
Well, you know, that's clearly something we discussed in more of a personal vein, but, you know, I feel lucky just to be a homeowner of any kind.
So you don't feel that a lot of Americans are in the situation that you find yourself in because they were simply unrealistic and irresponsible?
You know, that may be, but they also were people that had goals and aspirations. And then there's a whole nother segment of...
How much did you pay for your house?
My ex-husband did a lot of the negotiation and...
I mean, according to what our research department has dug up, you paid $2.3 million for a house that is now valued at no more than $1.5 million.
Was this house in Bel Air or someplace? Or?
You know, if I could interject, I think it's getting personal, and we're doing what the banks want us to do, which is blame the victim.
I mean, did Linda need a house with an indoor swimming pool? Let me ask it. I mean, wasn't she sitting out there gobbling like a tom turkey when these mortgage breakers came saying, "Eat me, eat me"?
Well, no doubt Linda was very naive, I'll say.
I'll say, yeah.
And without making it about Linda, Linda was possibly irrational. Her husband, who I understand is a businessman, probably should have known better.
Well, I think the term businessman is a little too delicate for the sort of conversation that this program is known for. But let me bounce it back to you, Linda. In the situation that you find yourself in now, have you given up hope? It doesn't seem to me to be any way that you're ever going to be able to dig yourself out of this.
Right. I like to keep it positive. I don't tend to...
It's not going to, no. It's not going to.
Let me give you some positive thinking, Billy, and it's not going to be positive for Linda, I'm afraid, because she's clearly been screwed coming and going by the mortgage company, the collapsing economy, and her ex-husband. But, you know, the old saying is one door closes, another door opens. Fact is, there's somebody out there who's always wanted to have a home. Maybe it's you, who can now pick up this house, this fantastic house,
always a bigger
half of what Linda paid for.
The greater fool theory may be at work here, but it ain't me, because I'm not paying more than $950,000 for your house.
$300,000.
$300,000. There you go. It's a race to the bottom here on the show, bidding for your house, Linda. You know, I'm all for positive thinking, and if you're a spiritual person, I think you've got to devote a certain amount of time every day to prayer. But I don't see it.
I don't know if it's much of a consolation.
The recovery will not raise your boat, Linda.
This might not be much of a consolation, but if you got $300,000, he'd be getting screwed too.
I'm gonna have to cut it off there. We'll be right back with more of Newsmasters.